In the complex and chaotic modern life, every word we utter carries tremendous power, profoundly influencing not only those around us but also ourselves. Words are not just a means of communication, they are a reflection of the soul, akin to a double-edged sword that can build or destroy our lives. According to the teachings of the Buddha, speech is one of the main causes that determine a person's happiness or suffering. Intelligent individuals, those who possess true wisdom, not only know how to master their actions but also how to control their words. They not only avoid speaking harmful words but also understand how to use speech to bring harmony and peace to themselves and others. In this video, we will explore the 11 things that intelligent people never say, based on wise traditions such as Stoicism and Buddhist teachings. Through this, we will learn how to become wiser in our communication, leading to a pure and peaceful life. In line with the Buddha's teachings, each of us may encounter situations where an unintentional remark can lead to serious consequences, even destroying valuable relationships. This does not mean we should remain silent and avoid communication, rather, it is essential to know when and how to express necessary thoughts. Intelligent people understand that every word must be carefully considered, based not only on circumstances but also from the heart and with compassion. By mastering this principle, we not only avoid negative speech but can also create an environment of loving and understanding communication. The Buddha taught that a person who knows how to guard their speech has taken a significant step towards enlightenment. Therefore, to move closer to inner peace and enlightenment, we need to learn to control our words and only speak what is truly valuable. By the end of this video, you will not only learn what to avoid saying but also gain insights into developing more thoughtful dialogues with yourself and others. 1. Controlling emotions in speech. In every communication situation, emotions can strongly influence how we express ourselves. When faced with difficult situations, such as conflicts or pressure, emotions can become intense, leading us to easily say things that might hurt ourselves or others. However, intelligent people understand that controlling emotions in speech is an important skill, not only for maintaining relationships but also for building respect and trust. According to the teachings of the Buddha, emotions cannot be controlled from the outside, we can only control our responses to those emotions. In the context of communication, this means we need to take time to pause and think before reacting. Instead of allowing emotions to dominate, we should stop and ask ourselves, what is making me feel this way? Can I say something more positive? This not only helps us avoid regretful words but also creates a more positive communication environment. A real-life story illustrating the importance of emotional control could be a personal experience of mine at work. During an important meeting, a colleague criticized the project I had worked very hard on. Frustration and hurt feelings surged within me, but instead of reacting immediately, I took a deep breath and paused. I decided to listen to what they were saying and respond calmly, asking questions to better understand their perspective. This not only helped me control my emotions but also opened up a constructive dialogue, where both of us could learn from each other. The final outcome was that I improved my project based on that feedback, and my relationship with my colleague also became better. Moreover, in Buddhism, the concept of mindfulness is essential in controlling emotions. When we practice mindfulness, we can recognize our emotions without allowing them to drive our actions. Mindfulness helps us see clearly what is happening in our minds and bodies, allowing us to create a gap between emotion and response. Instead of reacting instinctively to emotions, we can choose a calmer and more rational approach. When we learn to control our emotions in speech, we not only protect ourselves from unnecessary harm but also show respect for others. We demonstrate to them that, although we may disagree or feel uncomfortable, we can still communicate respectfully and effectively. This contributes to building a solid foundation for relationships and encourages deeper understanding among all parties involved. Finally, remember that, as the Buddha taught, a person who can control their speech is like a warrior who has defeated an enemy. Controlling emotions in speech is not just an art, it is a continuous journey of learning. We must practice every day to gradually become smarter communicators, capable of spreading peace and understanding in the world around us. 2. Uplifting rather than putting down. In every relationship, the way we communicate with others can have a profound impact, shaping not only their emotions but also their character. An intelligent person understands that uplifting and encouraging others is a noble act that creates a positive environment, entirely different from belittling or criticizing them. Our words can be a source of motivation for others to overcome challenges, or they can be a devastating blow that makes them feel powerless and inferior. According to the teachings of the Buddha, everyone is fighting a battle we cannot see. This reminds us that each person is facing their own difficulties and challenges. When we choose to belittle others, we not only hurt them but also add to the burdens they are already carrying. Conversely, uplifting and encouraging them helps them feel loved, valued, and motivated to keep trying. A simple yet profound story I want to share is about a friend who went through a difficult phase in her career. Every day, she felt pressure and a lack of confidence, believing she wasn't capable of completing her tasks. During a conversation, I proactively mentioned her strengths and the small successes she had achieved in the past. I expressed my belief in her abilities and encouraged her to take on bigger projects. Over time, thanks to that support, she regained her motivation and determination not only to complete her work but also to exceed all expectations. In reality, each of us has the potential to be a source of inspiration for others. The act of uplifting not only benefits the recipient but also enriches the giver. When we actively encourage and support others, we also create a system of positive energy around ourselves. This fosters an environment where everyone feels safe to share, learn, and grow. Buddhism teaches that compassion is one of the core elements that help us develop and progress. When we practice compassion in our communication, we not only uplift others but also nurture our own souls. In this way, we can become a light in the lives of others, helping them overcome difficulties while simultaneously creating harmony in relationships. An important aspect of uplifting others is listening. When we focus on listening to what others share, we demonstrate care and respect. This makes the other person feel valued and acknowledged. In a world filled with pressure and criticism, listening and uplifting can make a significant difference. Finally, remember that in life, we can be a source of encouragement for each other. As the Buddha taught, one word can change someone's entire life. Choose your words wisely and uplift rather than put down, so that together, we can contribute to building a more beautiful and compassionate community. 3. Solving instead of complaining. In life, facing difficult situations and challenges is unavoidable. However, how we respond to those difficulties determines our level of happiness and personal growth. An intelligent person always chooses to solve problems rather than complain. Complaining is merely a way of wasting energy without providing any solutions, while seeking solutions can open up new opportunities and create progress. According to the teachings of the Buddha, what has happened cannot be changed, but how we react to it is in our hands. This emphasizes the importance of proactively solving problems rather than falling into negative emotions such as complaining, anger, or disappointment. When we complain, we are only focusing on the negatives without taking the time to think about how to improve the situation. Complaining not only wastes time but also lowers the morale of ourselves and those around us. A real-life example I experienced was when an important project I was working on was delayed due to a lack of cooperation from a few colleagues. Instead of whining and criticizing them, I decided to organize a meeting to discuss the existing issues. During the meeting, I not only listened to everyone's opinions but also proposed specific solutions to improve collaboration. This made everyone feel involved and responsible, and ultimately we completed the project excellently. Rather than complain, proactively seeking solutions helped us build a strong team spirit. When facing a problem, ask yourself, what can I do to change the situation? Shifting from a complaining mindset to a problem-solving mentality opens up many new possibilities. We may not be able to control everything happening around us, but we can control how we react to them. This not only helps us overcome difficulties but also develops our patience and adaptability. In Buddhism, the concept of mindfulness plays an important role in problem-solving. When we practice mindfulness, we have the ability to observe a situation without getting caught up in negative emotions. This allows us to clearly see the problem and think logically and objectively, leading to better decision-making. Mindfulness helps us focus on solutions rather than emotions, enabling us to see options that may have previously been obscured. Moreover, problem-solving often involves seeking support from others. Sometimes, discussing with others can bring fresh perspectives and more effective solutions. This not only helps us solve problems quickly but also strengthens relationships and creates more cohesion within a group. Finally, remember that every difficulty carries valuable lessons. As the Buddha taught, every challenge is an opportunity for us to grow. When we choose to solve rather than complain, we not only find solutions to problems but also develop ourselves comprehensively. Let difficulties become the stepping stones that help us move forward, thereby creating a better life for ourselves and those around us. 4. Avoiding absolute statements. In daily communication, we often fall into the trap of absolute statements, such as "I am always right" or "everyone is like this." These phrases not only reflect rigidity in thinking but also create barriers to communication, hindering understanding and connection between people. An intelligent person understands that maintaining flexibility and openness in thought is crucial for building relationships and personal development. According to the teachings of the Buddha, all things are impermanent. This emphasizes that everything in life can change, and nothing is absolute or fixed. When we assert an absolute statement, we overlook the complexity and diversity of life, leading to a lack of a multidimensional perspective on issues. This not only causes misunderstandings but can also harm relationships, as others may feel imposed upon or disrespected. One interesting story I want to share is about a debate between two close friends. One insisted that new technology is the key to development, while the other argued that technology can lead to the deterioration of social relationships. When they only made absolute statements, the conversation quickly turned into a war of words. However, when they began to discuss openly and listen to each other's viewpoints, they realized that both had valid reasons and each perspective held value. In the end, they found a harmonious solution, demonstrating the power of avoiding absolute statements. When we keep our minds open, we become capable of accepting new ideas and learning from others. Flexibility in thought allows us to view problems from various angles, fostering understanding and mutual respect. An intelligent person knows not only when to change their viewpoint but also how to ask questions and delve deeper into what others are sharing. Buddhism also emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in communication. When we practice mindfulness, we can recognize when we are using absolute statements and pause before reacting. This helps us develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. In this way, we not only improve our communication skills but also build more sustainable relationships. Additionally, remember that everyone has their own experiences and perspectives. Respecting diversity in thought and perception helps us not only learn but also create a safe space for everyone to freely share their opinions. We don't have to agree with each other all the time, but listening to and respecting differing viewpoints will help us develop better relationships. Finally, always remember that life is a continuous journey of learning. Absolute statements can make us complacent and hinder personal growth. Instead of asserting right and wrong absolutely, let's keep our hearts open to explore, learn, and grow from our own and others' experiences. Let each conversation be an opportunity to connect, learn, and develop. Just as the Buddha taught, when you know where you are, you will know where to go. 5. Do not speak ill of others. In modern society, speaking ill of others often becomes an inseparable part of daily conversations. However, an intelligent person understands that this not only harms the one being spoken about but also reflects back on ourselves. This lack of respect not only disrupts relationships but also creates a toxic environment for ourselves and those around us. According to the teachings of the Buddha, words have great power. What we say can either build or destroy, not just for others but also for ourselves. Speaking ill of others is not only an unethical act but also generates negative karma, leading to adverse consequences in our lives. Instead of elevating ourselves, speaking ill often reveals a lack of confidence and feelings of inadequacy. One story I witnessed involved a group of friends, where one person in the group frequently criticized and spoke ill of others. Whenever that person had a negative story about someone, the entire group gradually got caught up in negative conversations, and this negativity began to affect the relationships among the group members. Over time, everyone felt uncomfortable being around each other, and the atmosphere became heavy. Eventually, one friend decided to voice their feelings and requested that everyone work together to change. They began to build a more positive communication environment, where instead of speaking ill, they shared positive things about each other. As a result, their relationships became closer and happier. Not speaking ill of others not only protects their reputation but also helps us develop compassion and empathy. When we realize that everyone has their own struggles and mistakes, we find it easier to empathize with and respect them. Compassion not only makes us more humane but also creates a better living environment for everyone. Furthermore, in Buddhism, the concept of verbal karma is regarded as one of the factors that determine a person's happiness. When we use our words to speak ill of others, we create negative karma that harms ourselves and those around us. Conversely, when we use our words to encourage, uplift, and support each other, we are building positive karma, opening the path to happiness and peace. Always remember that when you feel like speaking ill of someone, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this statement truly necessary? What good can it bring? If the answer is no, choose to remain silent or shift the conversation to a more positive topic. This not only protects yourself but also demonstrates maturity in behavior and communication. Finally, remember that no one is perfect. Everyone has their own mistakes and weaknesses. Instead of criticizing and speaking ill, learn to accept and love one another with all those imperfections. We are all on a journey of growth and development, and supporting each other along the way is essential. As the Buddha taught, practice compassion for all beings, for this compassion will lead you to peace of mind. 6. Avoid boasting. In the modern world, boasting about personal achievements and possessions seems to have become an inseparable part of social communication. However, intelligent people are well aware that humility and simplicity are the keys to building lasting relationships and earning respect from others. Boasting not only reflects a lack of confidence but also creates a gap between oneself and others. According to the teachings of the Buddha, suffering arises from desire. Boasting often stems from greed and the desire for recognition, which not only distances us from those around us but also comes at the cost of loneliness and a sense of spiritual emptiness. When we focus too much on showcasing ourselves through what we possess, we easily get lost in the vortex of comparison and jealousy. A story about a successful woman I know illustrates this clearly. She frequently shared her extravagant trips, expensive items, and professional accomplishments. Although at first, those around her admired her, over time they began to feel uncomfortable and distanced from her. Her boasting inadvertently created a gap and made others feel inadequate in her presence. Ultimately, she realized that deep conversations and connections with people were far more valuable than any achievement. When she started sharing personal stories and the challenges she had faced, her relationships with those around her became closer and more genuine. Humility not only helps us build positive relationships but also fosters self-awareness. When we don't feel the need to showcase our achievements or material possessions, we can focus on developing ourselves from within. True confidence does not come from demonstrating what we have, but from accepting ourselves and understanding our self-worth, regardless of circumstances. Buddhism also emphasizes that truth and appreciation are important principles in life. When we live with a simple and genuine spirit, we not only steer clear of boasting but also create a peaceful space for ourselves and those around us. We should remember that success and happiness do not only come from external factors but also from the inner values that we nurture. When you feel the urge to boast, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is the purpose of this? Does this bring value to others? If the answer is no, choose to be humble and share things that are truly more valuable. A story or lesson from your experiences can inspire others and foster connection. Finally, remember that life is not just a race to prove oneself. Sincerity and simplicity will bring you truly valuable relationships and lasting happiness. As the Buddha taught, happiness does not lie in what you possess, but in how you live with a tranquil spirit and love. 7. Give advice only when asked. In daily conversations, giving advice to others can become a natural reflex. However, intelligent people understand that not all advice is welcome. In fact, often, giving unsolicited advice can be uncomfortable and counterproductive. This not only undermines respect but also creates tension in relationships. According to the Buddha, not everything we think needs to be said. He advises that before offering advice, we should consider whether the other person actually needs it. Requested advice is not only more valuable but also demonstrates respect and a deeper understanding of the other person's feelings. Offering advice when it is not requested can make the recipient feel pressured and may sometimes make them feel inadequate or incapable of solving their own problems. I want to share a story about a friend of mine who was facing difficulties at work. Some people in her group continuously offered advice without considering whether she wanted to hear it. They criticized how she managed her work and proposed solutions they deemed best without truly understanding her situation. This only left her feeling confused and uncomfortable. Instead, another friend of hers, who listened and waited until she requested advice, helped her find a solution more naturally and effectively. She felt respected and more confident in her decision-making. Buddhism teaches that listening and understanding are keys to effective communication. When we only give advice when asked, we show respect for the other person's thought process and emotions. This not only creates a positive communication space but also helps us build stronger relationships. Moreover, offering advice only when asked reflects maturity in our communication style. Instead of trying to impose our views on others, we allow them the freedom to seek their own answers. This not only helps them grow but also reinforces their confidence in their problem-solving abilities. When you feel the urge to give advice, ask yourself, does this person really need my advice? Are they looking for support or just wanting to share their feelings? If they haven't asked for advice, choose to listen and empathize. Sometimes, Simply having someone listen is enough to help others feel relieved and supported. Finally, remember that life is a journey of learning. By allowing others to find their own answers, we not only help them grow but also develop ourselves. As the Buddha taught, those who know how to listen and empathize will become the best teachers for themselves and others. 8. Don't lie or conceal the truth. In daily life, honesty can become one of the most important values we need to uphold. Intelligent people understand that honesty is not just about speaking the truth, but also relates to how we behave with ourselves and others. Honesty is the solid foundation of all relationships, creating mutual trust and respect. According to the teachings of the Buddha, the truth is the light that illuminates the path to happiness. He advised that a sincere soul will never be lost, and anyone who lives with honesty will always feel inner peace. Honesty not only builds trust but also helps us live harmoniously with ourselves and the world around us. A story about a friend of mine, a leader in his company, clearly illustrates the value of honesty. In an important meeting, when asked about a project that had not met expectations, he openly admitted his shortcomings. Rather than blaming others or justifying his mistakes, he was honest about the difficulties he faced and proposed solutions to rectify them. As a result, not only did his team feel more confident in his leadership, but they also felt encouraged to work together to overcome challenges. His honesty not only strengthened trust but also created a positive and open work environment. Conversely, some people may think that lying or concealing the truth can help them escape difficult situations. But the reality is that deceit only creates a spiral of more lies, leading to stress and anxiety. When we are not honest, we not only lose trust from others but also harm ourselves. Insincerity can weigh heavily on our souls and cause inner turmoil. Buddhism teaches that a peaceful soul comes only from living with honesty and sincerity. When we accept and speak the truth, we free ourselves from the burden of lies and deceit. Honesty helps us build strong relationships and fosters self-esteem and confidence. When faced with difficult situations, remember that honesty is the best way to resolve problems. Once you speak the truth, you will feel a sense of relief and create space for deep and meaningful conversations. Honesty is not only an individual responsibility but also a commitment to oneself and those around. Finally, maintain honesty in every action and word you speak. As the Buddha taught, the one who knows how to live sincerely will become a light for themselves and for others. Let honesty be the guiding light on your path to seeking happiness and peace. 9. Respect different perspectives. In modern society, where diversity and differences exist in every aspect of life, respecting others' viewpoints becomes essential. Intelligent people recognize that everyone has their own life experiences, and it is these experiences that shape differing opinions and perspectives. Instead of trying to change or persuade others to adopt their way of thinking, they choose to listen and respect those differences. The Buddha taught that understanding and compassion are the foundation of all good relationships. He encourages us not only to listen but also to empathize with what others are experiencing. An open and tolerant heart helps us better understand the pains, joys, and unique traits that make each person special. Respect not only strengthens relationships but also creates a safe and friendly communication environment. A typical example of respecting different perspectives is the story of two friends, A and B. They have opposing views on financial management. A believes that saving is the most important thing, while B believes in investing to grow wealth. Instead of arguing to prove who is right, they chose to sit down and share their perspectives. Through this, they gained a better understanding of each other's approaches and learned valuable lessons. A learned that investing can bring significant benefits, while B recognized that saving is also essential for financial security. By respecting each other's viewpoints, they developed a strong relationship and progressed together. Respecting different perspectives not only helps us broaden our horizons but also encourages personal growth. When we are willing to listen and learn from others, we have the potential to develop our own thinking and awareness. This helps us become more flexible and creative individuals, capable of adapting to changes and challenges in life. Buddhism emphasizes that love and compassion are at the core of respect. When we view the differences of others with compassionate eyes, we no longer feel the need to defend our viewpoints at all costs. Instead, we can open our hearts to explore new and exciting aspects of life. This enriches our personal experiences and helps create a community where everyone can learn and grow together. Finally, remember that respecting different perspectives does not mean accepting everything others say. Instead, it is a learning process, where listening and understanding are valued above all. As the Buddha taught, differences are a part of life, and respecting differences is the path to happiness. Let the respect for others' viewpoints become a part of how you communicate and interact with the world around you. 10. Listen instead of interrupting. In an increasingly noisy and bustling world, the skill of listening seems rarer than ever. Intelligent people understand that listening is not merely a passive act but an art that requires attention and respect. When we listen sincerely, we not only absorb information but also demonstrate concern for the feelings and viewpoints of others. The Buddha once taught that listening is a form of compassion. When we listen to others, we open our hearts, allowing them to share their thoughts and feelings without interruption. In conversations, interrupting not only disrupts the speaker's train of thought but also shows a lack of respect and patience. This can lead to unnecessary misunderstandings and harm relationships. Imagine you are having a conversation with a friend. They are sharing a difficult issue in their life. If you frequently interrupt to offer your opinions or personal stories, you may cause them to feel unheard and unvalued. Conversely, if you genuinely listen, you will better understand their feelings and perspectives, creating a safe space for them to share more deeply. This not only strengthens your relationship but also fosters a strong sense of empathy. Listening is also a powerful means to develop self-awareness. When we focus on listening to others, we also have the opportunity to reflect on ourselves. We can learn from the experiences and viewpoints of others, broadening our own knowledge and understanding. In fact, many of the most valuable lessons often come from conversations in which we do not approach with a judgmental or domineering attitude. Buddhism teaches that listening is not just about hearing sounds but also about the ability to understand and perceive what lies behind the words. This is an important part of practicing compassion. When we listen actively, we not only care about what others are saying but also strive to understand the emotions and deeper meanings they wish to convey. This fosters deeper connections between people and reduces conflict in communication. Finally, remember that listening is a precious gift we can offer others. As the Buddha taught, those who know how to listen will become good friends. Practice this skill in all your conversations, and you will find that it not only improves your relationships but also enriches your own life experiences. Listening is a way to respect those around you and is the key to building a peaceful and loving community. 11. Don't let failure hold you back. In life, failure is unavoidable. However, intelligent people never allow failure to hold them back. They understand that failure is not a stopping point but an opportunity to learn and grow. If you often talk about your failures as a reason not to move forward, you will limit your own potential. The Buddha taught that every difficulty and failure brings valuable lessons. When faced with an unexpected situation, instead of wallowing in disappointment or despair, see it as an opportunity for reflection and growth. Accepting failure as a natural part of life will help you overcome it more easily and find new paths. Think about an artist trying to perfect their work. In the creative process, they will encounter many failures. But instead of giving up, they analyze the reasons and learn from those mistakes. It is these failures that help them develop their skills and discover new things. Ultimately, these experiences enable them to become outstanding artists. Buddhism emphasizes that acceptance and letting go are keys to overcoming the pain caused by failure. If you cling to your failures in your mind, you will only add to your burdens. Learn to let go and allow yourself to fail. Each time you learn from unsuccessful experiences, you are getting closer to maturity and success. Don't forget that failure is also an opportunity to develop patience and perseverance. Each time you get back up after a fall, you are training your ability to face future challenges. As the Buddha said, the patient person is the victor. View each failure as an opportunity to grow stronger, thus finding the strength and motivation to continue your journey. Finally, remember that life is not always easy, but it is in those difficult moments that you discover your inner strength. Don't let failure hold you back. Learn from it, cultivate experience, and continue to move forward with an optimistic mindset. As the Buddha taught, happiness does not come from external sources but from within us. Trust in your abilities and embrace failure as part of life, and you will find success seeking you out. On the journey of exploring the 11 things that smart people never say, we have clearly seen the power of words and the profound impact they can have in daily life. From controlling emotions to listening sincerely, each lesson carries deep values that the Buddha has taught. These teachings not only help us become better communicators but also enhance our awareness and compassion for ourselves and others. Smart people not only know how to avoid saying hurtful things, but they also understand the importance of developing a positive attitude and building good relationships with those around them. As the Buddha once said, wise words will lead us to happiness. When we practice these principles in life, we not only create a healthy communication environment but also pave the way to inner peace and happiness. Remember, every word we say has the power to create change. So, Which of these 11 lessons will you apply to your life? Have you ever experienced situations where your words impacted others? We would love to hear your thoughts and stories in the comments section below. If you find this content helpful and want to continue receiving valuable lessons from us, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest videos. Together, we will discover more useful insights and grow even further in life. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.